They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Gotta do this. Come on.
An honor, to be sure. Round one. Fight!
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checks with the projectile. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 2 has them legit shook in the corner. Backs them into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. A nice, chunky combo. Can they keep up the assault? Brings out the soup. What a finish. Great meat in the life cage there. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight!
How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Fights them with 3 gloves. Player 1 was completely shut out in that last round. They really need to think about whether to press on with their current game plan or change up their playstyle a bit. Player 1 can't use any experience in burnout. 3 gloves. Get carried to the corner. Throwing some shit. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Off for the critical art. Yo, we're dealing with a real gambler. Low on life and is still willing to risk it all on this critical art to deal the cash money damage they need.
I've had enough.
Player 1 can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. It's a fake. Player 1 can't got him. Mix-up time. Both hurting for some drive gauge. Doesn't take the throw. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1. Fight!
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Will the drive carry here open things up for them? So, a drive rush can really close the distance, putting moves that would otherwise be out of reach in that sweet spot to launch a surprise attack. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner, buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. With the forward throw, the battle in the corner continues. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Checks them with a projectile. Player 2 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. Okay, creating some space here. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Player 1 chases them down. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Takes the chance to hurt him. Goes for the drive rush there. Big counter. Brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice and clean. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight!
Medium kick hits. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Grabs him. Good work staying in throw range there. Player 1 can build off this lead. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player 1 can't use any drive moves, and it's a good spot to use a super. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
Bet that hurt.
They're thinking of scoring big off this gauge use. Think? Player 1 is dominating this KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Out of my way.
Fight round! Fight!
It's a fake. The low kick hits. Picks up the counter. This is going to be huge. Twin dash Tatsu. Player 1 is in a very good spot. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side kick. Player one with a nothing stops this train. Oh my god, they just choked it up. Shinrai, player one with the more fuel for the fire. Hook them up. Player one can't let this simmer. They got his flatline though. Player one gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up.
Now observe.
Tries to bait him with the projectile. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Anticipates the overhead. Build the drive parry here, open things up for them. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Sticks the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player two chases them down. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Having them with the La Chuka. Can they stand the heat? The super doesn't hit. Player one has completely in there. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round two. Fight.
Paints? Are we going to see some fireworks here? Shows a medium kick? Player two did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game. Uses their drive to maximize their damage. Risky decision, but let's see how this plays out. Player two will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Hits up the count, ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Air bunnies don't make no money. Spins it all for the Shinryu Ripper.
Bet that hurt.
This might be a pivotal super art. Doesn't tech the throw. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Final round. Fight. Away.
Who's going to steal this win?
Me?
Smart play with the throw. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Still the throw. It's denied. Player two is working with a better game. What can overhead? Dangerous situation here with both able to use drive. Both fighters will have to decide whether they want to go with an all-out offense powered by their drive or play it safe and conservative. Oh, putting the cherry on top.
To hear how this
Oh no, caught by the interdiction. Doesn't matter how far you run, he's gonna get you. And the damage is unreal. Tons of space between the fighters now. What are they cooking up? Shakes things up with a fireball. Wraps it up with a throw. Player two is a force to be reckoned with.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Player two has the life lead. He's got a small life lead, but it's not over. Plenty of space between the two fighters, but who will decide to close the gap? Big counter.
Me?
The throw misses. Checks him with a projectile. Answers that jump in with a perfectly timed parry. They made it look easy. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? Feeling out the spacing. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Player one will look to apply pressure here. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. One shot is all both fighters need to close this out. Oh, snap kick wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Thanks. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. They block the overhead, and the fighters continue to check each other in the early going. They're still feeling each other out. Can't tech the throw? Taking stock. Both fighters having a full super art gauge brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? Interdiction! Nothing's gonna save them now. Say goodbye to that light bar. Player 2 will look experiencing burnout. Breaks the block with a throw. Player 1 has an empty impact squat. Overhead. Noticeable light overhead, but it won't work. Okay, the overhead denied. There's flatline then. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Final round. Fight.
It's a fake! Uses their drive gauge! Throwing some shade! Player 2 managed their drive gauge well to create lots of opportunities for themselves. Let's see if they can maintain this rhythm. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. They're gonna teach you a lesson here. To play with fire and you're gonna get burned!
Bet that.
This might be a pivotal super art! Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Knocked them out of the air. It's a fake. Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. Plus anti-air. Tons of space between the fighters now. What are they cooking up? Forward rush. Change things up with a fireball. Medium kick into. Both sides getting ready. Where's this going? Player 2 needs to burn, comes off the tank, and scores the win. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. That was a solid anti-air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Uses this opportunity to really lay into big time that just right to get the perfect pair. Nails the parry. Now it's their turn to press buttons. So it looks like our fighters are taking a breather. Fantastic reactions there. Box him with a target combo. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player 2 is almost dead but can KO. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Shows a medium kick. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Checks him with a projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Paint? They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Out of range. Relatively safe. Shuts that down with a parry. Uses the parry to deal with that projectile. Doing some quick planning? Raids him! Doesn't miss a beat. 3-volt? Scrapping it out up close. Pounding them with the Lachuka. Can they stand the heat? Experiencing burnout. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 1 is working with a better game. What can they do with it? They're going for the super art? Tatsu's out of the quick dash. Are we gonna see it? That final push at the end paid off in spades. When you have a chance to finish things, you gotta take it. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.